What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Thank you guys again for joining us for another mid-market recap. I do want to apologize that all those that traded during the early morning, the reason I wasn't able to trade as early, I had a call very early in the morning and I had to deal with a certain amount of things. And then I also ended up jumping on another call. So right before we get into the specifics of this video, for all those within TechBot Solutions that have been wanting to get into the TechBot Solutions swing trading group chat, I finally got on the phone with GroupMe and we finally expanded the limit of the 2,000 that it had, now up to 3,000. So there was a flood of members that jumped on in. So if you guys want to join, again, the link is provided for you within the TechBot Solutions Facebook platform. And if you guys are not a part of TechBot Solutions already, the link is provided for you down below. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to start this video off with congratulating one of our members, and that's something that I want to get in the habit of doing a little bit better in every single one of my videos, because you guys work so hard night and day, not just to when we perform and do well when it comes to trading and stuff like that, but I want to make sure that you guys are recognized for your guys' hard work, especially when you guys do well, because when you guys do, you guys might see some losses, and that's a whole part of the game, but it's all about cutting losses short. But when you guys do well, I definitely want to make sure that all this hard work, and although the reward initially, because you guys might have a smaller account, might not initially be there, but in the long term, growing your account, using the right fundamentals and stuff like that, in the long run can really pay off. So right before we get into the whole breakdown of what it is that I personally traded today, I didn't trade too actively, especially not with my Robinhood account. I ended up not having any day trades left, and that's really why I wasn't too active within the group chat. I was trading with my Fidelity account. I'm up on 2 stocks, and I had to cut my losses on JNUG or JDST. But let me talk to you guys about this girl. So I hope she's okay with me shouting her out. Her name is Nicole. She's a member within TechBot Solutions. She's one of the young ladies that's very few of the young ladies that are a part of TechBot Solutions, because it's more of a male type of I don't want to say like career, but it attracts more males than females, and I definitely want to make sure that all the females out there are aware that it's definitely possible, right? So Nicole, so she joined and she pretty much asked me what is it that I thought about JNUG. She gave me a whole breakdown on why she saw potential in JNUG, and she actually knew about JNUG itself and about how news can actually influence the gold-based ETF. I did not do anything. All we do within TechBot Solutions is we talk about different stocks. She identified potential. She made sense of whatever it is that she was looking into. And all I responded after she asked me what are my thoughts and stuff like that, and she asked if she could post something or post this in my live, or she was about to ask me within my live stream, but then she didn't have the chance to. And I was like, hey Nicole, what I'm sorry. It's because I do like speak to text, so it didn't actually type it out right, and I actually just noticed that. But pretty much I was like, it looks like you have a pretty good understanding of what JNUG and why it's called, or the call based on the ETF, why it would be going up. Based on your understanding, pretty much all I said was, if you have a good understanding of the stock that you're investing in, if you understand it yourself, and you set up a plan, that's all we in a sense want to make sure that you guys understand. If you set up a plan for success, so minimizing your risk, right? How do you minimize your risk? Well, when you get into a stock, putting a stop loss right below the support, and then if you have a plan and you can make sense of whatever it is your trade can be. JNUG did amazing today, and it's been doing amazing for I think the 1 to 2 days after the news release that President Trump, with the Paris the Paris Accord, or whatever that act is called, as well as the news that unfortunately happened in London. So when there's uncertainty within just our economy, there is sometimes a direct correlation when gold-based ETFs go up, and one of those gold-based ETFs are actually JNUG, and we've seen that trend very often. But she did an amazing job. Again, I played no role. She said she simply heard about this stock within our YouTube channel. She looked into it. She identified the potential. She set up a plan for success. And today, she's like, I caught it, exclamation mark, super excited. And then she said, I'm a great teacher. I really think that I should set up classes. And I simply responded, and I was like, look, like, I didn't do anything. You're the one that identified potential. You're the one that put in the hard work. You're the one that figured everything out. Everything that she was talking about when it comes to she wanted to hold it after James Comey testifies about Trump on Thursday. I had no idea that that was, I have no understanding that that was going to happen, nor did I ever talk about that. But she, again, was exposed to this stock because of our group chat. She was exposed to it, and she simply added it to her watch list, and she analyzed it. She looked into it. She looked into it a little bit more in the fundamentals on why, with the news, it would go up. And she did amazing based on what she told me. And that's, it's as simple as that, is you guys not going or trading based on anyone else's opinion, and understanding that the only way that you're going to be successful in the long run with anything, not just investing, that you choose to invest yourself in, comes down to dedicating time and effort and work into identifying potential and making sense of it, setting up a plan for success, and kind of going according to that. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Thank you again, Nicole, for all your hard work and for everything that it is that you do for us. And now let's go ahead and get right to it. So let me actually just start talking about my trades. It looks like my stop loss still hasn't triggered for ECYT. I'll talk to you guys about that trade in just a bit. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. I ended up trading FTR, JDST, and ECYT is the only stock that I'm still in right now. So let's see. Alrighty, so this is ECYT, but let me start actually with JNUG, or I'm sorry, FTR. So the reason I've been talking about FTR so many times for the past couple of days, I didn't do well with FTR yesterday. I ended up stop lossing out and cut my losses very short. So I lost a little bit less than 1%, not a big deal, right? It used to have a pretty solid support at 128, but as of yesterday, it had a pretty solid support at 126. It broke that support, but since the volume is so low, it doesn't, like, this 124 drop that it had, it picked right back up, and it had a solid support at 125. So look, what I saw was like, okay, if I get it at 125, I can cut losses if it goes below 1.24. So I put my stop loss right as it got filled at 125 at 1.235, meaning that if it drops below 124, then it would cut my losses. And it's as simple as that. My potential for loss was, again, from 125 down to about 124. So again, 1% with my potential for profit. I really didn't think it was going to hit 130, and I didn't sell at 130. I saw the resistance being, because of the pre-market and aftermarket hours as of yesterday, being at 128 to 129. I kind of did it a little bit riskier, and I was kind of just like, whatever, I'll just go for it. And I put my, right as it crossed above 127, I put my limit order to sell at 1.29. At 1.289 to be exact, just because I wanted to get filled before these people. And then right as I got filled again, it popped right through to 130, and I was like, crap. But again, I stuck to my plan. I identified the potential. It was a very simple plan on where the support was. So I identified the support at 125. I identified the resistance at 129 as of yesterday. Right? So this was the support, this was the resistance, and this is the lowest point that I hit. I didn't care about getting at the lowest point because I didn't know if it was going to continue to drop, but I saw that it dropped very faintly to 124 and then bounced right back up. That showed signs that 125 was a pretty solid buy. And then it really came down to something so simple. The risk wasn't very huge. My potential, I felt, was a lot greater from 125 to 129, was more closer to the 3% mark. And it was worth it for me, and that's why I jumped in. I waited for the bounce. I wanted to make sure that it was showing signs of upward momentum. I got in at 125, and I put my stop loss, like managing my risk. And with that simple concept, I was able to lock in my profit. And it comes down to, again, something so simple, nothing huge, like, a lot of people that were trading JNUG today. JNUG ended up playing out, and, it's grown 16% since it's open today. Actually just broke $20. And that's great. This is one that we were trading a couple days ago. And I congratulate each and every one of you guys for trading, JNUG, and continuing to see this upward trend. And this is definitely what you want to invest in. You want to invest in something that sees, upward momentum. But it comes down to you to, identify the potential, and if it makes sense to you and the risk is worth it for you, then go for it. But again, don't let anyone be the deciding factor on what it is that you invest in. Now, I thought JDST was going to bounce. Again, JDST is the inverse ETF of JNUG. So what that means is when JDST goes down, JNUG goes up. So as you guys can see, JNUG was going up, so JDST was going down. I thought it was going to bounce at 67. I thought once it broke this resistance at 67 that it was going to continue to rise, and I was wrong. So again, I set up a plan. I was going to wait for the breaking point to break above the EMA line. It broke above right as it went above 67. I called it out within the group. I got in at 67. It hit highs of 67, like 70. had a huge pullback, and then I ended up stop lossing out at 66.50. So I lost like $23 with a $3,000 risk account, and I'm trading with my Fidelity account, so no, I'm not trading with the Robinhood account. And with every single trade that I did today, that's simply what I did. It came down to a concept, extremely simple, nothing fancy. Other than that, I mean, that's really just it. I cut my losses short and I stuck to my plan, and it's continuing to drop. So I'm glad that I cut my losses there, because I would have taken a much larger loss. So something I can wait on is, once it does end up bouncing, wait for a more solid, upward trend rather than trying to get in at the, lowest point and stuff like that. So that's my area of improvement. ECYT, this is the one that I'm still currently trading. My stop loss still has not triggered, and what I mean by that is that I have a stop loss at $1.70, and the reason I have that is because I bought in at 165. So it's kind of like my trade with what's it called, with FTR. I saw that it's been continuously seeing signs of downward momentum, and I definitely understand that. But the reason that I find this one so, in a sense, attractive when it comes to a stock is because it has a huge gap to make up. So I feel like the area of opportunity is there for me. And it only needs to make sense to me for me to trade it. If it doesn't make sense to you guys, then you guys definitely should not be trading it. It used to have a support as of like 2 days ago at about like 176. It broke that support, yesterday, and then has continued to break support. So it's definitely showing signs of upward momentum, but I think it has a good, potential to climb back up even to this $2 mark, and if not, come back up to this 220 mark. But pretty much, I identified when it broke below, my alert went off when it went below 165, as that was a solid support. Broke below 165, hit lows of 163. Again, it didn't hold much down below 163. Came back up to 165, and that's why I decided to jump on in. So I knew the support was at 163. I got in at 165. So again, I waited for the pullback. I waited for the bounce. I got in back at the old support. So support here. My potential for loss after I got filled, since I had my original stop loss at 1.629, is about 1.25%. But my potential for profit, I actually didn't think it was going to go up that quickly. I saw that it bounced up to 170, so I was actually planning on selling at 170. But the reason I'm not selling at 170 yet, and the reason I have my stop loss at 170, is because it's hit highs of 172, and it's at 170 right now. So if it drops below 170, I'll pretty much this stop loss will lock in my profits from 165. Let me actually zoom out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So what the whole point of a stop loss is I bought in here at 165 and it's at 170 right now. Allow ECYT to continue to see a downward trend. So I put a stop loss here because it's above it right now. And by simply setting up that stop loss, if it goes below it, my position will automatically sell through Fidelity. And it's as simple as that. So it will automatically sell. But the reason I have a stop loss and I haven't sold already is because if it continues to rise to the 175 or 176 resistance it has, then I have that potential for profit. I already have this margin of profit that I'm going to be locking in. It's a little bit less than 3%, but I think the potential for profit for it to continue to rise to about like 175 to 176 is worth the risk of not squeezing in or locking in this extra profit right now. And that's just kind of like my style as of now. So I'm up a little bit over $90 with my position on ECYT. But other than that, I mean, it's been a very simple morning, nothing extremely, crazy or anything like extremely exciting, at least not for myself. I know you guys have been straight just killing it with today's trade on JNG, so I want to congratulate each and every one of you guys. AMD was also one that we talked about in our Sunday Stock Talk, and just look at this, dude, like consistent just upward momentum. Since our Sunday Stock Talk, let's see if we can actually, and again, we have no correlation to this actual increase in price, but it just, all I simply did was, for you guys that are watching right now, all I simply did within the TechBudget Solutions Facebook platform, again, it's a free platform that you can join. All I did was, I asked people, what it is that they want us to talk about on our Sunday Stock Talk, which is pretty much recapping last week's trading, preparing for this upcoming week. And it was the people, as in you guys, the investors, that told me what it is that you guys wanted me to talk about. CYTR was a huge mover yesterday. AMD, again, being a huge mover for the past 2 days. NAK was an enormous mover as of yesterday. Saw like 30% growth. I'm not too sure. JNG just straight killing it today. And these were the stocks that we analyzed. I mean, you guys can watch our Sunday Stock Talk. And did I, talk about these stocks myself? Did I find the potential myself? No, it's just stocks that we've talked about before within the group. And all I did was I simply asked you guys what it is that you guys want me to talk about. We set up plans for success. What can be good indicators that you'll see good signs of upward momentum. And it came down to you guys, setting up the plans for success, managing your risk, and sticking to it. And it seems like you guys have really, made it this week. And I've seen a lot of accounts. A lot of people send me their screenshots, which I'm not going to share with the group just because it's more shared with me based on like respect and stuff like that. So, but man, like you guys are locking in enormous profits. You guys are locking in like, I saw one, and this is like, I don't want to promote this, right? That it's like very realistic, but there's this kid that locked in 120% profit on this. Like it was a true penny stock, and I think he was from the OTC group, which is a subgroup that we have within TechBud Solutions that focuses solely on low cap true penny stocks. And we have Bradley Smith, or Brad, like he likes me to call him. He's another moderator now that we have within the Facebook platform. Amazing guy. So anytime that you guys have any questions about low cap stocks, make sure, again, the link is provided for you within the TechBud Solutions on the top pinned post to join the groups, and the OTC group, so the over-the-counter stocks, those are the ones that you want to focus on. Bradley Smith is your dude to reach out to, and very welcoming guy. I only have one message that I want each and every group within TechBud Solutions to express, and that's a supportive community, not telling people what to trade, and just sharing best practices and sharing mistakes. We're not here to tell you what to trade, nor will I ever tell you where to get in and where to get out. When people ask me questions on like, oh, I lost money on this, like what could I have done better? I was like, that's definitely the question that you should be asking yourself. Like, why did you buy at this certain price? Some people be like, well, I just jumped in because I didn't want to miss out. Okay, well, backtrack and understand that it's not all about hype, but that you have to make sense of your trade, identify the low points, the high points, try to get closer or as close as you can to the support to cut losses right below the support. And that's just my style of trading. So again, I just share my best practices, but it comes down to you as the investor to always do what it is that you see potential in. And that's one of the biggest things. I want to end this by thanking each and every one of you guys that are actually watching. If you guys can like this video, if you guys found it helpful, please go ahead and let me know. It actually looks like JDST is bouncing right now. From 63.50, so I'll have to follow up with that one. But I've been seeing that a lot of my videos, I've been going live, twice a day. I go live for about 20-30 minutes, and it's just better for me because of it not being so time consuming with the editing and stuff like that. But I also feel like my helpful videos that I usually upload that are usually directed to answer certain questions that are frequently asked within the group. I haven't been making those very often. And I spoke to this other YouTuber that has like twice as much as following as I do, and he's a really good real estate guy, extremely amazing guy. And this is why I love YouTube, because people simply reach out to me. They talk about how we can collab, and that's a great thing, but also how I can improve my channel. And that's definitely what I want to do for you guys and each and every one of you guys. So if you guys can take 1 to 2 minutes, I'm not asking you guys, you guys don't have to like this video or anything like that or subscribe. All I want you guys to do is, if you guys can direct message me within the TechBud Solutions group chat, a video idea that you guys would like me to make that you would find useful. If you guys can do that, that would mean the world to me, because not only will I be making content that is useful for yourself, but for hopefully, a couple hundred, if not thousands of people. I think I have an enormous following because I didn't come from a large base following. This is an organic following that I've grown myself. And that's really just it. So I want to make sure that I can assist these people, or at least guide them in the right direction, and at least continue to produce content that you guys enjoy. I was thinking of making a video on, a lot of people have been asking me like to kind of show my setup that I have. So I'm using my MacBook Air, but then I also have like this. Oh, that's my dirty clothes. But I have like this little layout on this like MacBook and stuff like that. If you guys want to see kind of like what I'm running and stuff like that, I'll be happy to make a video. Again, direct message me within the TechBud Solutions group chat. That's the best way to reach out to me. Or if you want to direct message me within Instagram, my link is provided for you down below. It's very difficult. I like to kind of personally respond to certain people, and I have people within TechBud Solutions that kind of use other different platforms to respond because they work for me, right? So other than that, I want to make sure that I personally respond to you guys, and that's within the TechBud Solutions group chat. But if you guys want to direct message me within any other platform, feel free to. It's just the best response would be within that platform. So I hope you guys understand. I want to make this video for you guys, but I want to make, just the best content I can. And I need you guys to tell me what it is that you guys want me to do, because every video that I've made has simply been because of a member asking me to make the video. And I feel like those videos are the ones that do best, not only with views, but when it comes to actually, the feedback that I get, that it's been so helpful. And I want to continue like just talking about things that you guys care about, because that's what this whole channel is about. I'm not really here to like vlog, because my life isn't very entertaining. I mean, I trade, and although it might be viewed as something fun, it's not that fun. I mean, you kind of just sit behind a computer, and I'm on the phone or on my computer the entire day, just because that's what my business is. So thank you guys again. If you guys can like and subscribe, we greatly appreciate it. But if you guys can't, then we totally understand. I will be uploading another video by 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. Hopefully it's a video that you personally have requested. And thank you guys so much for everything that it is that you guys do. You guys are the best, and don't forget, you guys are different. The reason you guys are watching this video is because you guys want to be different. So don't forget that. Continue working hard. And if any of you guys want to jump on a FaceTime call, I'm going to have about like 10 minutes today to kind of put aside on my drive. So I'd love to talk to one of you guys, and that would be actually a really cool experience. I actually did that yesterday, and I kind of want to do that maybe once a day with a member, putting like 5-10 minutes aside on my commute to kind of just talking to you guys. That would actually be really cool. So maybe we can FaceTime over the Facebook Messenger thing. So thank you guys again. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys.